Since that day you saved my life, I have presumed I knew you. But now, 1,000 letters from your father go unopened, yet one scribble from your sister changes everything. I didn't even know you had a sister. We are broke, old pal. We can't afford a passage back to your old world, back to your family. Not unless you suddenly remembered what work is. So, this is it. We're leaving paradise behind. You never talked much about family and the like. But you're dead serious about this, aren't you? No matter. I made a vow to defend you. And I don't break an oath. Even if a blind man could see you leap into the deepest pit of dung.
I have never asked anything of you, firstborn. Not when you stole away a tiptoe, leaving the family burden at your little sister's door. Our father is accused of high treason. Dare you to believe it? Will you now stand by, knowing gentle father is indungeoned? It must kill him. Please come home. We need you. Is it really you, dearest sibling? I never dared hope you'd return. Do you remember Bright Sands? Of course you do. We loved it here. It's changed now. The Royal Council support Uncle Edvard. Father barely cold, and he's pulling everything down.
Those houses. You never said how wealthy you were. Why were we selling fish and sleeping in barns?
Never told your friend of Good and Sons? There is much to be said, but not now. Dear father's funeral begins.
Where have you been? Without you brats, we'll never be done with this obligation.
Looks like Death claimed the wrong brother.
No matter, so few are here, when they are the few he loved most.
Nobody likes a traitor, let alone his tainted offspring. Better make yourself scarce.
We shall, dear sibling, for now. I have acquired a small island with the last of my funds, and passage for all still loyal to father. Together, we shall clear his name, or die trying.
Your sister reminds me of you. Must mean new adventures await, old pal.
This is it. Ditch water. End of the world. I hope you like it quiet.
What? Still here? Establishing a rival company on that disheveled island?
Let Uncle Edvard scoff. A modest island, yes, but if you're at all like father, you'll look beyond appearances. We must shelter the good, loyal people who have shown solidarity with our family. We need every hand we can get if we are to expunge this debris.
Do you remain here out of spite? Or is this some futile attempt at competition? As you are so desperate to appear responsible, you'll be pleased to hear the cost of that fantastical funeral falls to you.
Miserly, uncharitable dastard! Picking and choosing what he inherits. Timber, very good. I'll try not to think of the coffin. See what slander Edvard prints in Bright Sands.
Samuel's child, is it? Thank heavens. I am so ashamed of every single word your uncle had me print.
He twists every article in his favour at our and Father's expense. Father wouldn't have wanted us to sit on our hands while our one prospect was in such a state. So let's gather our townsfolk and ask them to spruce the place up. Mourning is eased, now we have others for company, sibling. It's been a hard day of labour for us all. We should cater to our tired, hungry people. Help enough to demolish the larger ruins. Let's breathe some life into this place.
It's been a long, hard day. The people need to rest, and maybe wet their whistle.
Ready to repay my charity? Repay me now, or sell up? I loathe the reek of lanolin, but if farmers' smocks are all you have...
Your people are recovered and desirous to proceed. Set them to it. We're going to need as much space as we can clear. Is there no limit to Uncle's shameless demands? Speak to our humble cousin. He writes of a worker riot in Bright Sands. It seems we are not alone in our contempt for Edvard.
Hurry, damn you!
We'd rather die than stay. Our flags still wave for Samuel. Let Edvard oppress us no more!
A life away from Edvard? We're on board. Only, we've no ship to get on board of.
If you pick me, you may have my boat. It's my poor aunt's legacy. Really, entirely marvelous to meet you. And that we may show truth, or anything, actually. Everybody on board? Good.
What? Has your cleft of the family no shame that it now resorts to abducting my workers? The Queen's ambassador himself shall hear of this.
Abduction is a severe accusation.
And if I may, excuse me, a false one. We left Edvard quite willingly.
Pencil polishing popinjay. I should have been rid of you long ago.
I see nothing criminal. A bit of interfamilial bickering is only natural, and hardly a matter for the crown. And as for you, I have quite forgotten my manners. Sir Archibald Blake, ambassador and confidant to the Queen. Despite the circumstances, Her Majesty and I were pleased to hear of your return. Your father's death was a tragedy. We regret he never had the chance of a fair trial.
The real tragedy here is the vast funeral bill that goes unpaid, while this brat is living the life of O'Reilly.
Sadly, your uncle has indeed alerted me to some floating liabilities. I fear you have no choice but to settle them if I am to grant you your crown shipping license.
Edvard registered the debt officially.
Don't worry. That old tyrant can't hold us back anymore.
Indeed. Once my letterpress is up and running, the truth will come back to haunt Edvard. For your hospitality, please use my ship howsoever you may wish.
Now that sounds like good news.
Maybe Edvard will try to prevent us owning a shipyard, but for now, let's at least house those workers.
You will not spoil my plans with your tardiness. Tell me you've managed something. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 4 bags full.
Workers can handle stubborn debris on ditch water. If it's to be the center of our new enterprise, it needs to be immaculate.
With several passionate young reporters enlisted, our publishing house is already well underway.
Our dream of a shipyard is impossible without plenty of qualified hands.
Our editorial section is sure to grow along with your city. We are fine-tuning the first issue as we speak.
You have father's fortitude. These people will follow you as they once followed him.
Your worthless rags have barely covered anything. Now, bring me sails. It's not like you have any use for them.
Clearly, Uncle's intention is to keep us from ever owning a shipyard.
Hurry, damn you!
Her Majesty leans on me to detain any who defile her sovereign laws, including you.
I am the Princess Ching. Please, I am curious about your otherworldly customs.
Shake your booty out of Angry Annie's waters, or she'll blow a hole in your mizzen.
Poor Anne's father was executed by the Mad King, and now she is mad herself.
You both arrive ease like wise on Wibbly, eh? Stick by me and you come good.
Willy Wibblesock's great ability is to break even the most joyful silence.
Where are my sails? Nothing you do will lift the cloud. Haven't seen a prison transport of mine, have you? If you do, be sure to return any salvage to me. When will you show your family some gratitude?
Saved? Do you also then save us from a grievous injustice? Edvard's charges against us are pure fabrication. The man is an imposter.
A letter. It bears Edvard's seal.
Don't even think about sheltering Samuel's co-conspirators. Deliver them to prison at once, and I might lift your debt.
Open the letter. He's clearly up to no good.
It cannot be. These names are those father trusted most. Barristers, doctors, academics. Even I am astonished he could be this corrupt. We must put their cases before the highest authority and hope for a retrial.
He certainly knows how to silence his critics.
Ah, a delivery. Dead or alive. Think turning in sinners maketh you an angel? I know all about your family.
You have seen sense, then? I suppose I shall have to inform Sir Archibald that your obligations are met.
Debt-free, spiffing, just the dib-dab. Ha ha! One splendid license we shall draw up forthwith. Very well.
Hurry! I already smell the tar. See, the masts are swaying from Father's study.
So you build ships like your father. Well, the Queen is in the direst need of ships. Supporting her will go some way to healing the wounds of the past.
A commission for the Royal Fleet! And in such quantity! A rare honor indeed. I see the iron is beyond our reach. We have no choice but to find a way through the mountain.
Still have a few sticks of dynamite. We can blow our way through. Perhaps not refined enough for your sister, but at least your workers can start their dig.
What are you both doing? Demolition is a serious matter wanting proper expertise. Father used Mr. Ticker on account of his good sense. Go on. I suggest you find him in Bright Sands.
Production has stopped.
After the picket protests, many fine men left Bright Sands to join you. Then Edvard struck back. He imprisoned all who were close to your father, including my beloved Thomas. My husband and the others were deported to Wormway's prison, and I've heard nothing from him ever since. If you do find him unharmed, prithee tell him his wife yearns for his return.
We are nearing the place your father died. Whatever happens, stay calm.
So there you are, the traitor's children.
How dare you!
Oh, spare me the nauseating drivel. Flogging Queenie's Peachy Island in the New World to some rebel upstarts? Ha! Traitor is too generous a word.
Father would never have. He was the Queen's stalwart, a member of the Royal Council.
He hung himself in one of my cells. I'd call that a rather conclusive admission of guilt.
We did not come here to be insulted. We came to strike a bargain. The demolition man, Thomas. We want him.
Oh, I vaguely remember him. Stubborn, with a loose mouth, just as innocent as all the others. He is small fry. A bail has been set. Pay every penny of his money, and I will place him immediately at your disposal. I can't think why he'd be worth anything. Everyone here is beyond redemption.
I'm not going to tell you your father wasn't a traitor. I'd do anything to dodge Mr. Bleakworth's treadmill, but no, I'm not your expert. I was made to scrub Mr. Bleakworth's scabby back once.
Traitor or not, Samuel wouldn't have wanted his people to suffer for it.
Forget escape. And to what? Edvard's new vision for Bright Sands? The way Mr. Bleakworth treats us, I don't blame your father for bowing out with his dignity.
Samuel Goods, engineer? Aye, that's me. Who's asking?
That's the least I'm due for my suffering. He is ready for transportation.
I'm still waiting for the boom.
Keep an eye to the horizon for miscreants.
Oh, he's here. Try to make a good first impression, eldest. Any friend of father is a friend of ours.
So, I'm a commodity now, to be bought and sold. Your father treated me like a human being. I don't know what you're trying to achieve here, but it won't bring Samuel back. Bright Sands will never be matched, if that's what you're set on.
Who are all these busybodies? Blowing up rocks can't be that complicated.
A shame you can't appreciate the craft this requires. Never mind. The charges have been primed. The perimeter cleared. We are ready to detonate. Boom.
My apologies! That was indeed impressive. Is there anything dynamite won't solve, I wonder?
A special edition for a special happening. This makes everybody happy.
Iron into steel, steel into arms, and we shall have fulfilled our first royal commission.
There was a chance while your father still lived. Now he's dragging it out now he's gone. You are trying, at least. I know Samuel wouldn't have given up.
There is no shame in producing weapons if it is in defense of the realm, eldest. I find myself looking up to you, as the youngest often will.
I read in the papers you build ships like your father.
I'm starting to wonder if you can't turn things around. It's no bright sands, but it really is something.
All I ever desired was a place to live and work.
Your company is flourishing. You may even be the match of your father. Rest his soul.
What I wouldn't give to get out of my shuttered bureau. How did you manage to wriggle out of it?
New orders, Admiral.
Don't tell me I've missed another appointment. These reinforcements will please Her Majesty, though it remains my hope no war will be necessary.
I had believed it would only do harm to tell you, but I have grounds to believe your father was murdered. And the killer, his cellmate, walks free. The rumor is he's in hiding, preparing to flee to the New World.
Someone supplies the murderer from Madame Kahina's harbor. We should investigate.
Fleet
The
en
locals
route.
say that trading ship over there belongs to a stranger. Maybe that's the supplier. The father's scent of a killer. We cannot let him escape.
Fleet awaiting orders.
Who have you here? Samuel Good's child. Want to go down with your father, do you?
He freely admits to his crime. Get in!
You're too late. I was just a spark. And the touch paper is already
Providing chaperone.
lit.
An assortment to make the blood curdle. It's empty. Maggot-ridden.
Of course. The island over which he was accused of treason. That is what they are after. No doubt father thought this symbol germane. If anyone can interpret it, Madame Kahina can.
I can tell you're searching for something. The mark of the pyrphorian. This sign of fire is reserved for those they wish death upon. I never knew your father was mixed up with the pyrphorian. A grave malevolence. You may be wild, child, but don't go to the New World. Don't rouse the dragon from its slumber.
The diary may not be enough in itself to convince Sir Archibald, but it may give him food for thought.
What is it you are bringing? This symbol is a death threat, but Her Majesty received one identical upon a plain envelope with a stamp from the colonies. We still don't know how your father was involved in all this, but I fear the answer lies west. Your father sold prosperity to the leader of the rebels, Isabel Sarmento.
Sarmento's last location is all we have. We need to plan our expedition route carefully.
These fabled lands exist after all.
You ennoble your ancestors.
Where are my charts?